Okay, so the word problem that goes with 21.1. A rectangular porch has dimensions of x plus 12 and x plus 5 feet. If the area of the porch is 120 square feet, what are its length and width? Okay, this is example 2A, and it asks us to solve. And it says that there is a porch that's a rectangle. I'm one that likes to see a drawing. So if I have a rectangle and it tells me the dimensions, it's x plus 12 feet by x plus 5 feet. And then it also says that the area inside is 120 square feet. So area is the inside amount. And then it asks us to find the length and the width. Okay, so that's what we're actually trying to find, is how long is the porch and then how wide is the porch. So to solve this, we need to know how to find area of a rectangle. Hopefully you remember area of a rectangle is length times width. So to find the area, I'm going to have to find the length, which is x plus 12, times the width, which is x plus 5. So length, x plus 12, times the width is x plus 5. And when I'm done, it will equal the area, and I do know the area is 120. So we're going to solve. The first thing we have to do is FOIL. FOIL first before you get it equal to 0. So FOIL is, remember, first, outer, inner, and last. So first we're going to do x times x, which is x squared, x times 5, which is 5x. Some of you are sitting there not writing anything down. Then 12 times x is 12x. And then 12 times 5 is 60. Bless you. Then we're going to combine our like terms that are in that middle section, that 5x and 12x. So I still have x squared. If I have 5x's and I have 12x's all together, if I have 5 and 12, I have 17x's. So now I finished foiling. Now the next step is to get the equation equal to 0. Okay, so right now it says it says 120. So to get it equal to 0, I'm going to subtract 120. If I subtract it from one side, subtract it from the other side. So my equation is x squared plus 17x. 60 take away 120 is negative 60. So now it's in standard form. It's in ax squared plus bx plus c format. So now I can find the b value. B is 17. And the c value is negative 60. So now we need to think of two numbers that multiply to be the c. They multiply to be negative 60, but they add to be the b value, which is positive 17. So if they're going to multiply and be a negative, that means one of the factors is going to be negative. Okay, take a minute and start listing out things that multiply to be 60, and keep going until you figure out which two numbers will add to be 17 also. 20 times negative 3 is negative 60. 20 plus negative 3 equals 17. So these are your two numbers that we're going to use for our factors. So to write it out, we write it as, that's a positive 20, so x plus 20 times x minus 3. So these are the factors. So if the question says what are the factors, these are your two answers. This one, though, we're supposed to solve. So put equals 0. And then this is where you set each factor equal to 0. So do x plus 20 equals 0. And then x minus 3 equals 0. And then solve those. Most of you can do it in your head. I'm going to show the work still. So I got x equals the number negative 20 and x equals the number 3. These are not my final answers yet, though. So that's what x does equal. However, we're still talking about this word problem. So at the top, we have a porch. That's x plus 12 by x plus 5. So let's use the first number if we plug in negative 20. Okay, everybody's doing this. So if x is negative 20, if I plug that in here for x plus 12, so if x is negative 20, everybody, what's negative 20 plus 12? What's negative 20 plus 12? So think about that, negative 20 plus 12. What do you end up with, everybody?
Negative 8.
Negative 8. So could this length be negative 8 feet? No, you can't have negative feet. That doesn't make sense. So cross off this answer because it just won't make sense for the real world problem. Okay, now let's plug in the x is 3. So if the length is x plus 12, but I'm saying x is the number 3. So everybody, what's 3 plus 12? This is 15 feet. So this is the length. So one of your answers is going to be the length is 15 feet. And then the width, remember x is still 3. So if the width is x plus 5, 3 plus 5, everybody? 8. So that'll be 8 feet. Whenever a question asks you for dimensions on like construction stuff, you're going to give length and width. There's not just one answer. If it says dimensions, it's usually length and width. So it was 8 feet. Oh, no. It was 15 feet by 8 feet. Word problem, just substitute the numbers back in and make sure it makes sense. You're not going to get negative answers for things that don't make sense for negatives. Okay, that's that for that lesson. That's the notes for the lesson. The rest of the time we're doing an exit ticket that's on paper and you're working with your groups.